Ben Aris, he is joining us live from Berlin. He is the editor-in-chief at BNE IntelliNews. Let's talk about this now, the peace plan, the so-called peace plan from Putin to Ukraine. What do you make of it? Is it a sincere proposal? Does he really think that Ukraine is going to agree to it?
I think on the one hand, Putin does want to end the war in so much as it has the upper hand, as Dasha was saying. It took the advantage with the fall of Avdiivka in February. However, it's unable to deliver a killer blow to actually turn this advantage it has into victory, because the Ukrainians continue to resist. Russia's losing 1,200 men a day, 33,000 a month, which is extreme numbers. However, I think the first thing to note is, look, the peace conference that's about to start in Switzerland tomorrow. The first thing is, peace is not on the agenda. Chancellor Scholz said that it's not that discussion. The Putin is trying to put that back on the agenda, or highlight that, by making this peace offer the day before. But the offer that he's made contains several deal breakers. I mean, as Dasha alluded to, the four regions that Putin says that Ukraine has to withdraw from, Russia doesn't actually control them. I mean, it controls half of Donetsk and Lugansk, and Kherson it pulled out of that last September and doesn't control it at all. So Ukraine would have to give away territory it actually controls just because Russia has annexed it and says it's theirs. So Kiev has already rejected this. Kuleba, the foreign minister, immediately said, look, this is not a deal. He's just trying to play games with the upcoming peace conference. However, as I said, the losses that Russia's sustaining long-term, given it can't conquer all of Ukraine and is struggling to even achieve its short-term goals, which is to capture these regions in the east, that Putin is happy to draw a line under it, and he easily can sell this to the Russian population as victory. And he needs to get back to trying to unroll the sanctions regime on Russia and build up his relationships with his allies in the global south.
So you say Putin wants some kind of peace, right? But if he's suggesting these four regions that you're talking about, I mean, it must come as no surprise that Kiev would say no to that. Why not propose an actual peace proposal that he thinks that Kiev might actually agree to?
I don't think he needs to. I mean, there's lots of things going on at different levels here, because the pain that Russia is inflicting on Ukraine now is extreme. They've destroyed most of Ukraine's energy sector ahead of the winter, and that's going to be a disaster for Ukraine, because there's no way you can repair that. And even with EU imports of power, there's no way that they're not going to have, hour-long blackouts. I mean, they're already rolling blackouts across the country. And so Putin thinks that he has time on his side, and that the winter will do his work for him. And he's suggesting, I think, with this peace deal that, that he thinks he's inflicted enough pain, that the leadership in Kiev must be thinking about bringing an end to this. I mean, Ukraine is suffering from a triple whammy of the lack of men, money, and material. And it can't go on for that much longer. So Putin's put this offer on the table, which is basically he's requesting or demanding that Ukraine capitulate. And Ukraine is not prepared to do that, and it's just had the 61 billion from the States, and now it's got 50 billion from the G7 yesterday, and is going to fight to the bitter end.
All right, we'll just have to see what happens here. Ben Aris from Berlin, thank you so much, Ben.